What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Wakefield Sports Report. I want to thank you all for liking, commenting, and subscribing to my page. I'm going to jump right into some breaking news in the NFL today. Dalvin Cook signed with the Baltimore Ravens. I mean, how many running backs do they need? I mean, Gus Edwards, Justice Hill, Melvin Gordon, J.K. Dobbins, now Dalvin Cook. Forgot to mention their quarterback is Lamar Jackson, so they possibly have seven starting running backs on the team. They got more starting running backs on the team than I do loose change in my pocket. I just I feel like with the defense they have, they could run the ball all game long, every down, not throw it once, and probably make it to the Super Bowl just off that aspect. I mean, how many running backs do you actually need? They got a lot injured. So him and Lamar Jackson in the backfield, the RPO is going to be on another level. I don't know who's going to be able to stop it defensive wise, especially coming out of the AFC. I don't see anybody competing with that at all. I mean, if I didn't think they were the Super Bowl favorite before today, signing Dalvin Cook pretty much wrapped it up for me. I had them in San Francisco uh, in the Super Bowl, regardless of today signing a Dalvin Cook. That just makes it a lock, in my opinion. If you were to bet on that, to put all my money on the Ravens and the Niners to meet in the Super Bowl. Speaking of the Niners, they had the most Pro Bowlers this year in the NFL with nine. I mean, that's almost a whole starting 11 of Pro Bowlers, obviously on both sides of the ball. But them and the Ravens, I think that the two clear-cut favorites, to be in that game. I don't see anybody in the AFC other than the Chiefs, because when it comes to coaching, that's going to matter a lot. Harbaugh and Reed, that's going to be a tough game if it comes to that. But yeah, I don't see anybody beating Baltimore. I don't see anybody in the NFC taking out San Francisco. I mean, Philly, Dallas, Detroit. I don't know. Out of those three teams to even get to San Francisco, I don't know who's going to make it. I mean, the Rams are looking hot as of late. Green Bay, Jordan Love's doing really well. I mean, Tampa Bay, Baker's been lighting it up. I couldn't tell you other than two teams that I know for sure are going to make it to the top of the NFL. All the other teams, hit or miss, wouldn't be surprised. There's always that sleeper team from the bottom of the pile of the playoffs that comes out and shocks the world on one of these Sundays. Wanted to talk about the Cowboys game this Sunday at 4:25. They're playing in Washington. Dallas is 3-4 on the road this season, only averaging not even half as many points on the road. I think 17 and a half points per game on the road. And we're in a similar position last season where Dallas, all they had to do was win in Washington to seal the division. And they didn't show up, of course, in big moments. It just seems to be what happens with that team as of recent. They lost 26-6 to Washington. Granted, Washington was a better team last year than they are this year, but you just never know. In an away game, last game of the season, divisional rival. I mean, rivals from when my dad was a kid, way before I was born. Um, CeeDee Lamb, 122 catches, 651 yards this season, 10 touchdowns. Got a game to go. Already leading that team's franchise in both categories. I think that guy's and Brandon Cook on the other side of him. That's a great 1-2 punch. But like I said, we don't get that run game going. We ain't going anywhere in the playoffs. And I was hopeful to get Dalvin, but he went, to another contender who I think has a better shot than us. First round bye. I mean, run the ball way more scheme wise. Perfect fit for him. I mean, I could have seen him going either way, but probably a smarter choice at the end of the day. And yeah, that's it for today. I want to thank you guys for watching, subscribing, commenting, and I'll be back with another episode of the Wakefield Sports Report.